What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear Colombia? And what would happen if you have to throw a dart at the world map and go wherever it lands, and it lands on Colombia? Well, it just occurred to me, and I took the challenge of visiting this country despite everything that dictated against it. The reality of all the answers and questions that I just asked might be different than what you think.
I don't know where I'm going from here, for now, it's the top of the list.
Let me take you on a journey that may deconstruct one of the biggest misconceptions you probably have. My name is Soren. I throw darts at the world map and travel wherever they land. I threw the dart at the world map while I was in Madagascar. As I prepared to come to Colombia, I stupidly did what pretty much everyone still does today when they hear the name of this country. I thought I was going into a lion's den full of crime and dangerous activities. I believe that simply because some commercial movies still feature Colombia as it was 40 years ago, not now in the 2020s. However, as no country can escape nor deny its history, it's inevitable that Pablo Escobar's name, the most infamous drug lord in the world's history, is still a hot topic. So I booked my ticket to Medellin entirely naive, not knowing much of what's still happening today here. Unsuspectingly, I created two major challenges for myself while I was doing this episode. One, to discover what's the reality of Pablo Escobar's aftermath. And two, a bit crazier, to see that if I make it here more than a month, any of my fans would join me in Colombia if I would just tell them to come find together the best this country has to offer and call it a Spark experience. It was hard. I started in Medellin and I created a full documentary on a Pablo Escobar tour in a separate video, which you can see if you click on the link at the top of the screen. I decided to keep it separate from this Colombia vlog just because I really wanted to show you the great things about this country, not the worst. While I was waiting to see if I had any friends or fans who would join me in Colombia, I decided to pay a visit to one of the national monuments of this country, La Piedra de Guatapé, which means the Rock of Guatapé. Geologists say that this incredible granitic formation is approximately 65 million years old. The indigenous Tahami, former inhabitants of this region, even worshipped the rock and prayed it would bring prosperity.
This bad boy has 740 stairs to climb.
The stone is 656 feet tall, which is about 200 meters in height. La Piedra is located in a town called Guatape, however is bordering another city named El Peñol. The reason I'm mentioning this is that on the western face of the stone there are painted two large white letters, a G and an incomplete U. The towns of Guatape and El Peñol had long disputed ownership of the rock, and the residents of Guatape decided to settle the matter by painting the town's name on it. However, it didn't take long for the residents of El Peñol to notice the work, and a large mob was assembled to stop it, leaving behind the unfinished graffiti. And with that, I took a domestic flight to another jewel of Colombia, the city of Cartagena, where I got the news that a bunch of new fans and some of my friends said yes to join me.
Initial was panic. Oh my gosh, what did we just do? Soren is the kind of guy that I think I've known a long time, it feels like, but I don't know him at all. I really don't.
I believe that that's the only way that you can grow is to get out and do stuff that you normally wouldn't do because your brain is always in protective.
60 years old and just want to live life.
Right before I left, I had someone tell me not to go. Should I not go because one person doesn't want me to go? Even if that person is important to you, sometimes you need to do what's most important for you or someone else, and you can't let them take that away from you.
I just wanted to take a leap of faith
Simple as that. I travel by myself all the time. I just want to do it with somebody else, with a group, with somebody that I don't know.
I'll do things I never would normally do, and that's what this trip's all about for me, to do things I never normally would do.
We were a little bit worried, scared. I don't know, because we didn't know what we were going to expect.
I don't know Soren very well at all. I've been following his adventures, and they always look like it's an amazing time, and I just thought, I've seen some episodes over the years where I thought I would love to try that myself.
Cartagena is one of those places where the magic happens every time you're here. There's from the Latin music, the culture, the food.
It's beautiful, definitely. Yeah, it's very beautiful, lots of history, very colorful, the buildings and stuff, and it's really alive.
I like old cities. I like the colors in Cartagena. I like the buildings. The balconies are awesome with flowers and everything.
It's a beautiful old, I would say Spanish colonial town, and narrow streets, just like Spain. Beautiful buildings, lots of history there, and it's a beautiful little town.
Centro Histórico is really magical, has like such a rustic charm still. There's so much roughness and rustic. The paint is, that washed ocean feel and very tropical, and the people are all very welcoming and inviting, maybe overly. They all want to show you stuff.
20 years ago, it was quite dangerous, and during this last 15 years, the peace actions they have been doing, everything is nicer for the tourists. It's safer, and that's why tourism is going up.
After this injection of culture, it was time to switch gears and take the group to a unique adrenaline rush experience that you can't just find everywhere. How exactly does flyboarding work?
This board is going to be connected to the pump of a wave runner or a jet ski, okay? It goes connected through an 18-meter hose that's very similar to a fire hose, okay? So if we have our feet angled this way, straight down, you guys are going to fly up, okay? If we angle our feet down, you're going to fly forward. If we angle our feet back, we're going to fly backwards. Okay, now if we bend our right knee, the board is going to get this angle and we're going to fly to the left. If we bend our left knee, the board will get this angle and we'll fly to the right. Today we're going to learn how to fly like a superhero and swim like a dolphin.
It was a blast, especially I didn't really want to do it. I was convinced there'd be video of me on YouTube under, if you could search flyboard fails, and my children would be laughing at it for the next 20 years. But it was okay. It was better than okay. It was a whole lot of fun.
After a few tries, I start flying. And staying there above the water was amazing.
Probably the most adventurous thing that I've ever done.
I was probably the only one that was more excited than scared, because I just like doing crazy things.
The flyboarding was something I've always wanted to do, and I'll tell you, it was a bit of a late night the night before, but I was so happy to be there and to try that and to actually accomplish it, and it felt so good.
Today I have a huge surprise for them. I actually got them to check out of their hotel rooms, and I'm gonna take them for 2 days to a very remote island, and we're gonna take a private boat, and we're just about to go on the boat right now. We're gonna have an amazing time, and they didn't even know this, so they're all very surprised. They don't know what's happening, but it's gonna be awesome.
That was pretty exciting. Like the whole thing, take a suitcase on a boat, and you don't really know where you're going, and then you get there and it's this beautiful looking resort. It just looks awesome.
The 2 days on the island are amazing. It's a chance to get out of your comfort zone even more. So after a few days, you've met the group, you like the group, you go right on this island, and basically what happens on the island stays on the island.
It was just fun. You sit at the beach. How can you go wrong with that? You swing on those little bed hammocks. You swim in the ocean.
It was like a little bit of paradise, but also rustic. And I really like to know their culture and to meet the people, how they are living.
I like the laid-back atmosphere. The fact that you feel like you're going time when you go to that island, and I like that. It reminded me of my childhood.
This week has been this perfect balance of challenge and comfort and relaxation.
Since they were all relaxed, I asked for some help to determine my new destination.
Here on the island of Tierra Bomba, 15 kilometers away from the Colombian coast, I'm gonna do another dart throwing ceremony. And this time around, I'm not gonna be the one who's throwing the dart myself, but because I'm with friends that are very close to me, I'm actually gonna get them to do it for me. And we have 6 people today: Jennifer, Matt, Arvin, Catherine, Michelle, and Christina. And each of them gonna throw a dart, and here are the rules. If you don't hit the map, you're out. If you hit North America, because we're from there, you're out. If you hit a place that I've already been to, you're out. And then from the ones that are left, then we'll pick the one that I'm gonna make be one of my future destinations for travel by dart or park and get a group of new people with me. So are you guys excited? Because I am. Okay.
Oh no!
Woo! This is the closest, it's Argentina. Yes! And the closest landmass is Brazil. So Brazil and Argentina, and between Brazil and Argentina, because it's so hard to choose, I'm gonna go to both. So if you wanna come, join us, be a good time.
Before I get to these countries, I have to recommend you to make Colombia part of your bucket list. Leave aside any misconceptions you may have, because the worst travel advice you can ever get about a country always comes from people who never traveled to that spot. Colombia lives in the present, not in the past, and what a present they have. Medellin is vibrant and modern, Bogotá is welcoming and friendly, and Cartagena is the queen of all.
You can have a really good life being in your little bubble and being comfortable, but you can have an extraordinary life, I think, when you do things that are uncomfortable, and life is so much more richer and more alive.
Are put in uncomfortable situations, you grow, right? And stagnancy is not something I think anyone seeks in life.
Everything that I was hoping for happened. And I cannot describe the experience right now because I'm so emotional.
It was surreal.
Everything, it was perfect, and I don't know where I'm going from here. You know, for now, it's the top of the list.
Get out there, try something new, go for it. Like Spark was just, we will talk about this for a long time. I can't thank Soren enough. It was fantastic.